Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third episode of the War Room podcast. Today, why is this specific new episode? It's something special. Poof! Campfire right there. I don't. I know you two
Guys,
can't see it, but it's there. I guarantee it. It is there. It burned my hand when I poofed it in. I'm here with the campfire with Maddie,
Yeah, hi. Sorry.
and I'm also here with the dragon.
hiya.
And we're gonna be telling some stories here and there. Some
Well, basically, stories that we've heard from our family or high school. and
Personal
what-
stories.
Yeah.
yeah, and
We're not gonna try and do things that are like really deep and meaningful. Just fun stories that we've experienced in our lives.
if we can find a
I hope.
moral in the extra points, if you can find a moral in these stories. By the way,
I know the moral of one of my stories.
yeah,
Who wants to
Patience.
start?
I guess I'll go ahead and get mine off my chest if I'm already set up. So
Yeah.
way
Should I
back-
be ready to view?
Yeah, just don't worry. I'll let you know when I set it. But way back in the early years of my life in 8th grade, I
Here we go.
Do I know about this?
No, you don't. I think I told you about it, but you probably forgot. You might remember it when you see it, because I think I showed a bunch of people. I was in theater class with two other idiots who constantly
Oh.
procrastinated. And there was, I don't know, I probably just like come up with like fake names. So we had this, so there was Bob, he was a little black kid, and then there was John, who was another white kid, who I think they're both a year younger than me. Yeah, they were like in 7th grade, but they took the same theater class as I did because it was like a mix of both 8th grade and 7th grade, and I got stuck with those two. And we procrastinated like crazy. In fact, on
I
the
told you not to.
well, I did, and so
Gonna change the bus, Maddie.
what we were supposed to do is we were supposed to take a play from Shakespeare. We picked what was that one with the black guy who fell in love with the white girl and was like he was like Costello or Amadello or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, fellow.
I think so. I think that was him. I don't know. This bothers me.
Sounds like it.
What's the plot of the play?
The plot of the play is that like he falls in love with a girl, but I think the whole point is that like this is way back in like Shakespearean time, so he's like he's black and he's like that's kind of a big deal.
Oh, I've never heard of that one.
I
Might
don't
be
know.
a fellow.
I'm trying to remember the name. It was something so Shakespearean, I guess.
Hold up.
Gotta bring out the. I'm actually gonna look this up real quick, just to make sure that my story stays consistent.
I'm gonna.
But yeah. Anyways, we did these things, but we were supposed to do like a certain
Back.
play. Oh wait, what?
Sorry. Dog, sickly. It just.
Yeah.
Jeez. I'll just edit this out and wait for you.
No, I'm good.
No,
Okay.
it's not gonna make sense.
Oh, I heard. Don't worry. I know what it is. I remember this.
Did you? Oh, okay.
You
Oh.
showed it to me.
I remember now. Anyways, yeah. Go ahead. Go do your thing.
Continue.
No, I've already done it. She was just asking if I wanted Leah in here, and I was like, no, she's probably gonna get stuck in my room. I'd rather her have water.
Yeah.
She
yeah.
can't move her the two legs that like the two back legs. She can't function right now.
Yeah. That's that.
My old
My
dogs
friends
a
have that with cool people.
In fact, I think my dog tomorrow is gonna get surgery.
Ooh. Okay. Well, back to the story. Sorry that
Back to
I.
it.
Right. Anyways, throw some more wood on the fire. Nobody. Anyways, today there was we procrastinated like crazy. In fact, we were such masters at this is that the day before we were supposed to go up, we didn't do shit. We didn't practice or rehearse it. We like barely rehearsed. In our like puppet show, which we said we were gonna do, we never did it. We never got to the puppets. In fact, I said I would take care of the puppets and just didn't do it all the way until like the end. And what the plot was, it was completely genius. All right, keep in mind we're all 8th grade idiots, like 13, I think. Well, I mean, they were 12 and I was 13.
Wait, before you continue, was this that time you came up to me and was like, "Oh my god"?
Don't spoil.
I'm just. Was this the time I scolded you for procrastinating?
I think so, probably. I don't know. You scolded me for a long
I
time.
called you an idiot. Almost slapped you.
I think you did, but I can't remember because there were a lot of times that you did that.
The first time, like this was the very first time, because I wasn't as confident.
I'm pretty sure I would have remembered my first time. Anyways,
No, you won't.
right, you slapped it out of me. We were not in an abusive relationship, I swear.
No, he
Anyways.
was just an idiot. I thought if I hit him in the back of the head hard enough, it would start his gears, but it didn't work.
We were all you're not a miracle worker. Anyways,
Nope.
we we procrastinated. We procrastinated. And the plot. Okay, this is the thing. It was this no, it was Romeo and Juliet, I think, actually. No, it
That's
was
not
Romeo
a
and Juliet.
black dude.
Never mind. We did another play that was supposed to be like an improv rap that included the black dude. No, this was different. This was Romeo and Juliet. This did not have the black dude in it. I'm sorry.
Christ.
Anyways, sorry. That was a different mess altogether. That was the different mess of procrastination. I think that's when you slapped me, Maddie. I think that's when you actually slapped me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't rehearse
My
my
God.
rap, and I'm a
My
white
God.
guy. I can't rap, so simple. But yeah, so the idea was that I don't even think it was based off Shakespeare. Now I think about it, this is a mess. All right, so no, the idea was that there were two cliques, and they were in a rival gang, and we were supposed to do improv, right? But it was a puppet show, so we got to do a little more craziness with it. So there were three of us. So each of us had two hands, thank God, so we could have two puppets. So there were 6 puppets in general, and they were all stunt puppets. And
oh no.
So I was panicking because I realized, oh shit, it's tomorrow. So I go home and I'm like, hey ma, can I make some sock puppets? And she's like, oh sure, when do you need them done? I'm like, tomorrow. And she's like, Papain, never do this ever to me again. She got like so mad, but she helped me big time. Props to my mom. She's amazing.
Dude, you're gonna have to
Mothers are amazing.
Yeah, Mama Sid was like, Sid, never do this to me again. So props to my mom. She's amazing. She stuck through with it. So she grabbed a bunch of her socks, and I used a bunch of my socks that were all clean, and they were just not fitting anymore. What we did, we just painted all over it, and I'm gonna go ahead and let you all see the masterpiece that is the terrible socks. The thing was that it was Sesame Street versus SpongeBob.
Oh god.
My God, no.
Oh my god.
Look at
Oh my god.
Look at SpongeBob. He looks so fucking thug.
He's the best one out of these. I'm
Thug Bob.
sorry.
We used a rice box and covered it with a sock, and then we put like a Pirates of the Caribbean hat over that. And
Did
then
you fail?
No, actually, we barely passed. Okay, so here's what happens. Here's what happens. All right, I bring these abominations over to our school, and the teacher is just nonplussed. She's actually kind of impressed at how not impressive this is, but she's just amazed that I could do this in like one night. She's still not she's like, you never should do this to yourself, and I'm like, just let us do this. So I bring it to the two guys, and they're dying of laughter at this point because let's just look at these things. Big Bird over there looks like Homer Simpson. The Cookie Monster is spazzing out of its thing.
That's Big Bird.
Yes, apparently that's Big Bird.
It took me a while to figure out that one of them's Gary.
Gary's shell kept falling off. That's a cookie jar, by the way, painted and all. And then that lobster-looking thing is supposed to be Mr. Krabs.
I guessed that one.
Yeah, it's not. I don't even know. Bob was
I
like,
got 5 out of 6.
Wait. I'm a guess. Y'all had no idea what y'all were doing.
No, we didn't. No, the idea was that they didn't like that they were. It was typical 8th grade thug ghetto talk where like, but it was all Bob's idea, and he's black, so I'm not racist. And
Thug Bob makes sense now.
yeah, so yeah, Bob, he was like one of those black kids who wanted to be gangster but was too Christian. So he was yeah, he was like, hey, would it be funny if it was SpongeBob, Gary, and Mr. Krabs going over to Sesame Street and like being all like, hey, I'm in your crib or something like that. And it was
Oh
just
my god.
it was terrible. So
Oh my god, no.
we
I can already I know what your teacher went through. Just
oh my god, you
I'ma
can only
pass you to get
imagine.
you out of my class. That's
You
what
can
I would
only
do.
imagine. This was our final
Okay.
grade, by the way. This was at the end of
Yeah,
the
she
year.
only passed you so she could get you out of her class.
Exactly.
Okay, I
Go-
have an answer to this story.
Go
Like,
ahead.
it's not as great, but I have an answer to this one. I was around the same age and doing a drama class, which is basically your theater class, and we were given a specific assignment. We were told to do this specific thing, and me and my group didn't know what the hell we were doing, didn't know what we were meant to be doing. And they all looked at me, and they said, "Dragon, Dragon, you are one of the best actors in this class. Save our bacons here." And I'm like, I don't actually understand this assignment. And they're like, we don't care, just save our bacons. And I was like, all right, what if we just riff for 10 minutes? What if we just do random improv skits for 10 minutes and just have it all nonsensical, all completely just whatever. And so there were about 5 of us, and yeah, so I'm gonna change some names for the sake of story. There was Dixon. He was freaking idiot. He was the one that actually suggested that I save the bacons. There was Spencer. There's a reason why. What's the reason? There was a reason why Spencer was so great in this one. There was Timothy. He was the one that said that I was the best actor in the class, which I still don't believe to this day. And then there was Jackie. Now, so we're just there for 10 minutes, and our teacher's just looking at us, and she's like, right, what do you guys got? And so we arrange ourselves in position. We got Spencer, and he's holding a roll of toilet paper between his fingers.
Oh no.
He's holding a roll of toilet paper between his fingers, and we're just sort of looking at him, not getting the joke. And so for 5 minutes straight, me and these other guys were just having a random conversation. And then I'm like, you know what, guys? I need some toilet paper. Let me go over to my dispenser and take some toilet paper from. Everybody erupted with laughter, and it was at that point that our teacher knew they are fucking geniuses. Pass them on that.
Oh boy. Anyways, I'm not done with my
Great.
story actually, but like, you
Oh,
know,
you know?
no, there's
Shit,
more to
sorry.
this. There's more to this
Oh,
mess.
God, really?
Yeah.
I feel like I don't want to know it.
Don't worry. It's
I
amazing.
It
So-
it just makes me want to slap you more.
You're gonna want to beat the shit out of me by the time I'm done. Anyways,
No, I can't do that. I just slap you continuously in the back of the head. That's what I'm gonna do.
why won't this work? Believe me, Maddie, I think the same thing every day. Anyways, so
Turn on.
Continue.
You don't want to turn me on, man.
Phrasing.
No,
Let's
brain,
go.
start working. Maybe if I hit it hard enough, like an old TV, it'll work. No.
I did. Anyways, yeah. So I bring these things in a shoebox, and I have fun showing this to everybody, and everybody's laughing their butts off because it really is that stupid. In fact, they're all like,
Hang on.
the biggest question I got was like, why Gary?
Wait.
What happened?
Something happened. Hang on.
Oh, this is already going great.
No, wait. I got something to say to this. I know the reason you didn't show me those.
Really?
You didn't want to get hit.
Ah, that's probably it. You hit me the first time, like, man, it's gonna hit me.
No, I think that didn't the rap happen after this?
I don't know. No, this was no. The rap. The rap was like an improv sketch of some kind of Shakespeare play.
No. It was that other thing.
Yeah, it was a different thing. This
Yeah,
was,
yeah. No, you didn't show me this because of the first time I slapped you in the back
Yeah,
of
that
the
was
head.
because of that was because of the rap, the improv rap, which was terrible.
By the way, guys, when I say slap, I don't mean like smacking his face. I mean, I like if you've seen NCIS, I smacked him, which means I smacked him upside the back of the head.
Give smack.
Anyways, I haven't actually got to the
Classic.
actual performance yet. But the question I got the question I got the whole time was like, why Gary? What's with Gary? I understand Krabs and SpongeBob and Sesame Street Kid, but why Gary? And I actually asked Bob the first time we came up with this, and I was like, why not Squidward? Squidward's kind of funny. He's like, nah, Gary, man, Gary. And I was like, why Gary? He's like, always go with Gary, dude. It was just it's always,
Why?
I don't know. To this day, it bothers me, and you always go with Gary, I guess.
I think you would have gotten a better grade if you went with Squidward.
I know. I wanted to do that whole like, no, this is my crap.
What did you do for Gary? Meow?
Nah, Gary talked like a gangster,
Oh
like
no.
everybody
no.
else.
Wait, I
I'm
know.
just now imagining like Thug Gary. He's
I
got like
know,
a bandana
it was
and like
terrible.
a gun and everything.
We go up there with this shitty.
I'm having Jor smack you.
We have this shitty little lemonade stand that operated as a theater, right? And I'm still freakishly tall. I'm taller than the other two, so my head is constantly poking out from the bottom too. And the background was also drawn by me, so props to myself. I can't find a picture of that, so we can't actually show you that.
Is it better than the puppets?
No, it's worse because it's like it's 13-year-old watercolor.
You're getting 2 slaps.
So okay,
You made a background worse than the
if I could, okay, don't interrupt me because I'm gonna tell you what happened in the play. I remember this very vividly
Alright.
because it was just so terrible, right? Get ready to have maximum cringe that will implode on yourself. Your face will look like you just ingested a whole bunch of lemon. So, okay, so what would happen is that I would control a Sesame Street character and a SpongeBob character. Bob had both Sesame Street characters, and then John had 2 SpongeBob characters. So Bob and I would have like, I would be controlling Big Bird and SpongeBob, and I would be sort of like going like, just sort of like improv hood talk, but with Sesame Street voices. So my Big Bird's just like, yo, Cookie Monster, you got any of the stuff? And then Bob's Cookie Monster is just like, yeah, we got the stuff. You got the dough? And then Elmo is like, you ain't getting none of this shit if you ain't got it to go. And
Oh my god.
And so this went on for like 5 minutes.
You're getting 6 slaps. That's what. No, 7. 7 slaps.
And SpongeBob. The thing about the SpongeBob puppet is because it doesn't actually open its mouth. The only way you could mimic its talking was that hole in the middle, you would put your finger through it and act as a nose, and the nose would bob up and down. It would have like a yellow paint to it, so it would be looking like a yellow nose going up and down.
Oh no.
So I would come over with SpongeBob and be like, hey, we're moving into your crib, bitch. Or like something like that. And then Krabs and Gary would back them up. John's Krabs was just the best thing ever. He tried to do Scottish for some reason. And he was just like, his Scottish was terrible. He was like, hey, I want the money. Or something like that. And Gary would be like, yo.
I think I've heard enough.
This went
Go
on.
ahead, keep going.
Okay.
No.
And no, it
We're
gets
gonna
so good.
create a mini game now. How
It
many
gets so
slaps
good.
is Sid gonna get?
Okay, no, I'll just cut to the best part. We did not learn our lesson with the improv rap skills. We don't have improv rap skills. So what we did, we had these 3 idiots on each side have a rap battle
Oh
for the
no.
streets, for the Sesame Street. It was terrible. I can't remember anything, but it was along the lines of,
Cause you blocked it out, you idiot.
exactly. It was just terrible. But what helped is that my face wasn't on there. It was something I made, and I was actually kind of proud of these stupid puppets back then. Now I just look at them with regret. Game.
So far the count's up to 8 slaps.
My head's gonna be so red. So after
No,
a
it's
while,
not. You have a hat.
shut up. Anyways, after a while of this improv rap, and that's the nicest way I could put it. what would happen is that they would get into a fist fight, but it would be that stupid puppet fist fight where they would just like slap each other for a bit. I think SpongeBob's hat flew off into the crowd, and then some guy in the back, the fat kid in the back, who was laughing the entire time. Everybody was just laughing their ass off. It's great because this was meant to be a comedy. The big black dude in the background was like, "Oh, it's getting real now." He's just like, "Oh, world star" or something like that, and just
Oh
wait.
God, that stupid stuff.
Oh my god! And then like the teacher, the whole time I could see like my eye would poke up from the bottom because I was just so tall, and I could see her face was just like reddening slowly, and I was just like I whispered, "Guys, we need to wrap this up," and I'm pretty sure everybody else heard that because somebody else was just like, "You better." So
Oh, oh yeah, I think I know who did that.
so what we did.
Guys, we need to wrap this up. You better.
So what we did is we have it to where like I was just like, "Yo, thank you. That hat was really bothering me." And he's like, "Hey, no problem." And so I was just like improv with Big Bird, SpongeBob, and then John had the brilliant idea of going woo woo woo, and then Bob was just like, "Oh shit, it's the cops." And then we was like, "Yo, see you around." And we like we ended prematurely. Just like immediately we get off stage, and then we were just like, "Yeah, that's it, the end." Everyone was just like, "Wow, wow, yeah!"
Because they were stupid enough to laugh at your agony.
It was the worst, best thing that I've ever done with puppets.
Can I just point out?
Yes.
I made a mache paper puppet in elementary school that looked better than
La-di-da.
those.
Oh.
And though it is horrible.
Are you flexing?
I don't
on
have
me
it
now?
anymore.
Are you
No.
showing your skill?
No,
on
I'm
me?
saying it was horrible, but it was better than that.
You need to put this on screen.
No, I don't have a photo of it, and I
You
think
need to,
my
no, you need to
family
put
did.
that on screen.
Well, yeah, he's going to.
Anyways.
Anyways, I don't have a photo of my building, so I can't.
Maddie, you're breaking up. I'm sorry.
Story is really. I was fast enough to get my stuff done and do it well.
Well, yeah.
So
Here's the thing. I was a 13-year-old, 8-year-old Sidian, and I was just like, I want to draw. I want to play video games. I don't want to do this.
So Sid, do you remember that big art contest where I had that giant photo and I made up excuses?
I don't know. Tell me.
Remember the big art contest, and then I got into the party thing, and we figured out why, like, because I turned it in, but she didn't send it off. Like, I know I turned it in, and then I find it in a. It really wasn't supposed to be at the party thing that these people had, but hey. Anyways, but no, I'd usually come up with it, like excuses, and since it's 8th grade, they took that. The excuse of my dog ate my homework, it was not a lie. Not a lie. Like, hold up, no, I'm gonna take a photo, and Sid, I want you to show this. This is what my dog has done to a piece of paper. Like this is what she does. Like, and this is a certificate, so I had to flip it over. Or else it would show my full name, and I'm not doing that. No, wow. She literally ate that.
Nom nom nom.
The whole thing.
So she like, no, my dog did eat my homework sometimes. So it was the big one that did it. So that wasn't an excuse, because then I would bring like a half-eaten paper, and I'd be like, my dog ate it, and they'd be like, here's a new one, go do it, and I'd get it done within like 10 minutes. It was always math too, always.
Well,
but
dogs hate math as much as we do.
Exactly.
Math was easy for me, but I don't want to talk about procrastination, really. I want to talk about one of the best teachers I've ever had. And I'm not going to say his full name, but I'm not going to change the name. We all called him Mr. Tech. Yeah. And for those of you who went to the high school that I went to, and you know who I'm talking about, He's the most awesome English teacher that you can ever have. He taught academic English 4, but he still taught you what you would learn in AP. You just didn't have to deal with all the AP crap. And he helped you prepare for college. In fact, Dwarf still has our English notebook from that class and says it's helping her out with English in college. So yeah, he was great. But it was Halloween, and there was a table. You know those fortune teller tables from like the cliche movies that have the crystal ball and the flowy curtain on it thing. You know, the flowy uh tablecloth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He had one of those. In the middle of it was a candle that was lit. The room was like the lights were out, right? So
Yeah.
the only source of light we had was this candle, and the desks were just in a like there was a circle of desks around that, and then a perimeter of desks against the wall. And we read something called The Peddler's Run, which I will read to y'all because I have it in my English notebook. I think. If I don't, I will have Dwarf send me a copy of it, or I'll just look for it. But it was the story for Halloween, and Mr. Tech took a walking stick, and as he read in a very weird voice, it was amazing because he can read in different voices. So his voice, I don't know how to describe it. It was like, you know, the creepy old man you don't want to talk to you, but they talk to you and they sound like, like, you know, really high pitched and like
Herbert
they're
the
crippled.
Pervert?
No,
No,
not like that high pitched. Like they sound like the old wise creepy man, you know, not the pervert old man. The like don't do that. That kind of voice.
Oh boy, you're breaking up.
You just back up.
No, you're breaking up for us. Anyways, but
I'm the one recording.
okay. Are we getting better?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Back to what I was saying. So he was reading The Peddler's Run, and all of a sudden, like, because he told us to focus on the paper, so we would hear the sound of the stick and basically feel the wind of it as he like would basically slam it bit by bit between our desks as reading, like just for these little intermission parts, and it was like creepy but amazing. And that it didn't end there. The next day we came in, we started reading Macbeth, and there was a fake dagger tied and hanging from the ceiling, and that was the dagger that Macbeth sees, like an illusion of the dagger because he's about to go kill the king. Spoilers. I'm pretty sure you all know.
Hey man, I haven't seen that movie yet.
It's not a movie, it's a
Hey
play
man,
that we
it's
read.
500 years. How have you not seen it?
Yeah, how have you not read it? Anyways, but like he would have recordings, and every time the thunder struck, like as he had a remote and he pressed play, and then thunder would go, and he would like flick the lights on and off, and it was perfect. He was amazing. Like I can't thank him enough for like a great senior year because he didn't treat us like we were kids, you know. He treated us like we were almost like we were in the same workplace, you know. He treated us with respect. He acted like a college professor, so we didn't get warnings. He was like, you take responsibility for you. uh like, and that's the one class I didn't procrastinate in, actually. It's the one class I didn't make up excuses for.
Yeah, because you wanted to succeed and you didn't want to.
Well,
And if you failed, you
because of
didn't
the
want to
way
make an
the way
excuse as to
yeah.
why. I had one of those teachers as well, and he was awesome, and he was strict, and he was awesome.
Well, he wasn't really strict, right? He was a pretty laid
Oh yeah,
back
no, I
guy.
get that, but yeah.
But he was just readying us for college, and he was real down to earth about it too. And he he taught us a lot. He taught us a lot, and I think there was this spirit day where where you dress people up, and Mr. Tech came to school with the wig. I forgot who he was, but I'm pretty sure he was acting as if he was a doctor. There,
Uh,
I can,
yeah, give me a minute.
Dragon's doing something, and now you're doing something. Did you even hear what I said?
You were breaking up. Sorry, audience. Poor connection.
Yeah. Should we disconnect and reconnect?
Don't worry, I've already done it. You're much better now.
Okay, what did you hear?
I heard that, if I may recap, in a dress-up day, he wore a wig of some kind, right?
Yeah, it was a white wig, and I'm pretty sure he was dressed as a female character. No, he wasn't all out, but it was pretty amazing. Yeah, he's just a great teacher, dude. Like, he brought a real sword to school, trusted us enough to pass it around and let the class actually look at the detail engraved into the blade.
How did he get, like, isn't it illegal to bring weapons to school?
Not if it's for educational purpose.
Oh,
No,
well
it's a
then.
sword that really couldn't do much damage. He
You
brought
can't
it
shoot from a
sheathed.
sword.
Well, I mean, I don't think they'd be like, okay, you're reading Beowulf as long as the students don't touch it. But guess what? We're not putting our high school's name in here. So the principal will never know. No one rat. If you rat, I will find you.
No snitches.
Snitches get stitches and end up in a ditch.
You took that to a way darker place.
That's what was said in senior year if you tried to tattle on Mr. Tech. That's how great he was. Like, no one wanted him in trouble. He even knighted us.
Knighted
If we
you.
got yeah, because this whole like actual oath, old English to modern, and if you did it fast enough and signed your name, you got knighted.
Huh.
Dwarf got knighted.
Oh, she's a knight. That's kind of cute.
She's a knight in English.
An English
I
knight.
almost did, but then the bell rang and I got upset. I was like, no.
Aw.
But yeah. I don't know if I should say he picked favorites, but he did like to talk with me and Dwarf a lot, so that was cool.
From the way you relay a lot of these stories, it doesn't surprise me that he would see you as like one of his favorite students.
Well, I mean, he enjoyed a lot of students, but only a few of us actually stuck after class to like talk to him. That's why I really want to do like I kind of want to visit him again, but I can't really email him because I'm not logging into my email address on a computer that another person uses. Anyways, um, I could tell you all the military stories as well, but I think we'll go on to another story and then go back to me. How about that?
Sure.
Okay.
I gotta remember a few things. If I
You want me to do one of mine or?
yeah, do yours. I'm gonna see if I
Okay.
can
So of course there was my improv story, but that was more just an answer than anything. All right. It's a little long, but you know, it was a process. It was a process of how I got to where I am now. So it's April. Game Informer's cover story of Spider-Man is in full swing. I'm waking up excitedly every other day. New article, new video, whatever's coming out. It's near the end of April, actually, so they're about to finish the story. And I mean, I'm getting a little sad because it's like, it's been a great month for news on the Spider-Man game, and I was just really excited. I see an announcement for the Spider-Man Collector's Box, and I'm thinking, damn it, I want that.
Mhm.
And I see that it's an American-only thing, and I'm like, okay, well, that kind of sucks. So every other time I go into my game shop, I'm talking with the guys there, and I'm talking about Spider-Man and how I'm so excited for it, and how they're so excited for it, and everything. And I'll bring up the collector's box, and they'll mention how it looks pretty cool. That it's cool and it's awesome that they've done that for the poor plebs that couldn't get a collector's edition? And I was like, yeah, just hope it comes to New Zealand. Don't hear anything about it until June. Don't hear anything about it till June. So May passes us by, June comes in, and I'm there, and I'm getting my PS4 for Spider-Man because I needed one. That night, I'm on Twitter. I'm browsing Twitter, as you do, and I see something from EB Games Australia, and they announce Spider-Man Collector's Box. So I open my door, walk out, turn my head. There's Mama Dragon and Papa Dragon, just sort of reading on their phones. Guarding their treasure, yes. Guarding their treasure, also known as a ginger cat. And I say to them, my luck is the worst, mainly because Spider-Man Collector's Box was just announced today. As I get my PS4.
Oh.
They just sort of look at me. And they're like, for New Zealand? And I said, no, for Australia. So the next day, I ring up my EB Games, and I'm like, the Spider-Man Collector's Box was just announced for Australia. You guys heard anything? They're like, no, we haven't. So the next day, I'm at work, and I've got a pre-order coming in. And so I ring up and ask to make sure that the pre-order's there, as you do, because you want to be sure. And they say yes. They say yes, it's in. I'm like, all right. Second question: Spider-Man Collector's Box. Where are we at? Yes, we've got it. Yes, we've got the pre-orders. The pre-orders just went live this morning. And I'm like, right, see you in 6 hours. So I come in, pick up my pre-order, and Ben, the manager there, is like, I'm sensing a pre-order coming on. I'm like, you know, put it down. Spider-Man Collector's Box, me right here. And so now I'm full on hype mode. I've got the game fully pre-ordered. I got my PS4 sitting in my room looking badass. I got the collector's box on pre-order. And so I'm really hype right now. Monday of the game's release week. The day before it's supposed to come out for Australia, and therefore come out for us. I ring up. Ask just to make sure it's coming, because I didn't get the text notifying me that, yes, it's in. Ask just to make sure. And I find out it's been delayed by 3 weeks from Friday.
That sucks.
So
I
for
love this.
So for the entire month. So that Tuesday, that Thursday, that Friday, I ring in just to make sure, because I cannot believe it. I was gutted. I was like, no, my plans are ruined. Because I had this whole plan for my work. I was going to use the mug at work. I was going to wear the pin at work. And just walk into the subway beside my work with my Spidey hype playlist playing, which has a Michael Bublé song in there, and just walk and be completely nonchalant and like, hello?
And just drink from the mug.
Just drink from the mug. Even with my boss, I'd be like, hello, boss, and drink from my mug. And I couldn't do that. I was so annoyed. And so I'm ringing once a week, and I'm talking with this girl, most of the times that I ring in. Like, there were actually 10 times that I rang in. 9 times out of 10, literally, it's this one girl. And so, I'm ringing, and she's always the one that I'm talking to. And she sounds so sympathetic for me, especially the first time that she had to break the news. Because I was like, I'm gonna go bang my head against the wall till I've lost all my revives, because this is annoying. She was like, oh no, don't do that. Right, so we're going in. It's the week that it's supposed to come out of the game. And I see something from a dude called Vigilante Spider. And it's like, Australian collector's box is coming this week. It's coming today. I finally have it. It's finally here. I'm like, sweet, getting mine Friday. No, dear listeners, no. I rang in on the Friday, as again, I had work. And the news is broken to me. It's been delayed by a week. Again. And they don't actually have a date this time. I'm like, No. Soul is just dying right now because I've enjoyed this game. I have had major fun with this game, and I just can't, and I can't believe it. So, fast forward to yesterday. So it's yesterday. It's a Thursday in New Zealand, and it's a fine Thursday. Aside from the blisters I got on my feet, but that's another story. It's a fine Thursday, so I go in. I got another pre-order to pay off, of course, because I'm a savvy consumer. I like my pre-orders. I'm kidding. I got another pre-order. I pay that off, and I go see Venom. And by the by, decent movie. Not great. Not as bad as people are saying. I do recommend seeing it if you are a Venom fan.
Wait,
So I'm in Venom. Yep,
Oh.
Venom.
It doesn't come
So I'm
out
in
till, like,
Venom.
October 5th over here.
Yeah.
Which is tomorrow for you. So I'm in Venom, and my phone's on vibrate because I don't like turning my phone off and on because it takes way too long. So I'm in
Yeah.
there, and my phone's on vibrate, and I'm not a person that gets a lot of messages and all of that. I'm not famous. I don't have a lot of friends. So I get a call, and I'm about 2/3 of the way in the movie, and so I quickly check my phone. See that it's EB Games Dunedin, and I'm like, what's so important that they couldn't tell me when I was there? So I quickly run up to the area where, like, you walk in, like, there's the doors. You walk in, you turn right, and then you walk down this little pathway, and then you see all the seats. So I'm hiding in behind there, and I'm still whispering, and I'm like, hello, who is this? I'm a little busy. I'm like, hi, is this Dragon? And I'm like, yes, this is Dragon, and I'm currently in a movie, so make it quick. And they're like, the Spider-Man collector's box has been shipped and it will be in tomorrow. And I'm like, sweet. Like I said, I'm in a movie. I'm watching Venom. I need to go. Please leave. It's just like, all right, I'll let you get back to your movie. You really should not be on your phone. I'm like, I don't care. I'm watching a movie, so let me go now. She's like, all right, see ya. By the way, that was not the one that I've been talking to. And so I should be more excited, right? The box has finally been shipped. It's finally gonna be here. I'm finally gonna get my hands on it after an entire month of waiting. But I'm focused on the movie and I'm focused on the blisters on my feet, so I can't be excited. And so I walk out of the movie and I'm in a state of pain because my shoes are not the best, even though they should be amazing. Yeah. So I gotta walk up a hill for half an hour. And I get home and I think about it. I'm like, it's finally coming. It is finally coming. I wake up this morning to another phone call from EB Games Dunedin. And so I answer with, hello, tell them we're going out. Tell them except for the money and the driving. Well, because I can't drive. And I hear stifled laughter on the other end of the line. She's like, hello, Jamie? Yes, the collector's box is here now, so just come in whenever you're ready. And I'm like, oh, sweet, yes, no, that comes out today. And then she asked, what was that about driving? Are you driving? And I'm like, what? No, I can't drive. I can't drive. Why would I be driving if I can't drive? So she's now cracking up laughing in front of, like, everybody. And I'm hearing a couple of other stifled giggles here and there on the other end of the phone. So I'm quickly getting my ass down there. I lickety split my ass down there. Whatever. I lickety split my ass down there. And I see them all there. And I just sort of walk in. And I'm like, so annoyed this has happened to me because I was just in yesterday. This happened twice to me now. This happened twice to me now. Dragon's getting a little bit in the annoyed state. And one of the employees is there. And he hears me talking mostly to myself and he's like, wait, what do you mean you came in yesterday? And I said, oh yeah, I came in yesterday and paid off pre-order. Then went to go see a movie and got a call from you guys saying that my other pre-order was coming in. Yeah, I wasn't happy. Not happy. And so they was like, oh, right, you're that guy. I'll go get it for you. And so I'm like, wait, I'm that guy? And so I go up to the counter and there's a young woman. And it's the one I've been talking to almost the entire time. And I'm like, right, I'm here to finally after a month, pick up my pre-order. She's like, "You're the one that's been calling in all the time. Like, you're the one I've been talking to all the time." So we're just sort of looking at each other like, "Been you the whole time? We met so many times in this previous month, and yet we've never realized." And so then the other manager's there, and like, "Oh yeah, it's coming. Don't worry." Wait, didn't I call you an hour ago? I'm like, I guess I'm famous here now. So I finally grabbed my box, and I'm like, you know, if this had come out on time, I would have been a lot more excited. They just sort of looked at me and were like, and they're like, "Yeah, we heard that story of the guy in the Spider-Man hoodie that ran out of the store screaming thank you in a high-pitched voice after he picked up his pre-order." Like, guilty as charged.
Aww.
So yes, moral of the story is patience. Have some patience there, guys.
Don't
Also,
storm
other
out.
moral of the story, I finally got the Spider-Man collector's box after
Oh,
about
that's
4
not-
days.
That's not a moral. That's an update.
I don't
but
give a shit.
Yeah.
Sid,
I
have
don't
you
give a
thought of
shit.
another
I finally
story?
have it. I am happy.
So
You thought of another story?
I have. I went through my pictures and remembered a time where I had my own bad luck, and it caused me great deals of inconvenience. Not pain, inconvenience.
Did I know you?
Yes. In fact, it was in 10th grade.
Oh.
So in 10th grade, I had to go on a bus to go to swimming practice. Usually it was a short bus too, so it was extra.
Oh, this.
So I get out of sign language class because that's the last class I had before swimming. I go down the stairs and I slip and I land on my left knee.
Oh.
I get up, keep walking, walk off the pain very fast. You know what that looks like. And I get to the bus. I then, a few minutes pass and I'm in the locker room. Don't need to go into detail, but I use the restroom and I slip and hit my same knee on the ground. My left knee on the ground. Still all right, but very bruised at this point, and it hurts. So I just swim it off, and it's fine because the water's cold and takes care of it. So I'm on the bleachers, and the teacher is like, "All right, guys, great day. Go in and change, and then you can go home now." I get off the bleachers immediately, fall down. My leg lands on the ground, but my left leg is still on the bleachers and gets scraped on the fucking seat. All right, and I'm like, ugh, this is not my day. So I walk and I walk and I walk and I just walk off the pain, but it's somewhat lingering. So I get into the locker room and I hear commotion coming from outside. It's like, dude, there's all this blood everywhere. What the hell's going on? And then they follow it and they lead straight to me. And I look on the ground. It's like a pool of blood leaking from my leg. I don't feel it actually. It's not that painful. It's just like mildly inconvenient and kind of cold. And these guys are like, dude, oh my god, are you okay? Oh, dude, are you dying? You're very pale. I'm like, I'm not. What's going on? Oh, jeez. Oh, okay, that doesn't look good. And like somebody, what did I do? I tried to actually walk out, and they were like, no, we're getting the coach. So they get the coach. The coach comes in, and he's like, what's going on? Oh my god! And so like he comes over, wraps it with a towel, it bleeds through. Wraps it with another towel, it bleeds through that. So it's deep. I can see my bone. So the assistant coach, like he tries like his best to clean it as he can. That day, my dad picks me up after I change, of course, and I go over to the hospital, and I go ahead and I get stitches. Now, I'm not even done. That's not it. There's more to this story. So much more that I didn't actually tell you, Maddie.
Is this that time you were absent for a while?
No, that was something different. I think that was in 7th grade.
I don't remember stitches. Then again, you always wore jeans.
Yeah, I always wore long, short pants because I hate my legs. Well, I don't hate my legs. I just don't like how they look.
Because you're a skeleton.
Well, actually, they're the fattest, most healthy looking part of me. So it looks just weird. Anyways, so I'm at the hospital. I'm on a bed because they need to like get me there, and they're like keeping me on like ice on my leg. My dad's sitting there like next to me, like not for comfort, but more just like he wants to see what's going on. He wants to talk with the doctor, be like, how much this is gonna cost, and I'm just like, they're just like, when am I gonna get these stitches? I want to go home. And while we're waiting, some kid was brought in to get a shot. I think this kid's like 8, like he's 8 or so. But what really stands out about this kid is that I'm pretty sure we could all put ourselves in this kid's shoes, except we weren't very vocal about it. He had to get a shot, and the whole time he's like, "I don't want to get a shot. I don't want to get a shot, man." And then,
Please tell me you didn't.
no, the nurse actually was just like, this nurse like, "It's not gonna hurt, sweetie. It's not gonna hurt. Look, we're just gonna, it's only gonna like prick for a little bit." He's like, "You said it wasn't gonna hurt," and it was just like, he's like, "Okay, fine, just do it, And he's like, "Okay, just, are you sure about this?" And the guy's like, "I don't want it anymore." He's like, "Why do I have to do this?" And the mom is just like chastising him. I think the kid's Mexican because the mom is like cursing in Spanish or whatever. And my dad and I crack up. And then we cut because like my curtain is open, but the kid's curtain is closed, so I don't know what he looks like. But there's this other guy, this doctor who walks by. He looks at the closed curtain where the kids come from. He looks at me and he's smiling. He's just like, "I know you have the best seat in the house." Like, you know it. So yeah, we just heard like that. We had like a little moment over there, just like enjoying. We're just having some shot fraud
You
right there.
are some sadistic fucks.
Hey, the kid was at this. Okay, look, the kid what?
It's hilarious when a kid is hysteric about the dumbest things.
Yeah, that's the thing though. This kid was like this for 20 minutes. I kid
Well,
you
I've
not.
never done that. Okay, I've cried when I was younger because of it, but I haven't been like hysterical. But maybe he has a fear of needles.
I don't care. The kid needs it so he doesn't have to die from pneumonia or whatever.
But still, that's a phobia that like you don't know. Then again, I'm very empathetic and
No,
motherly,
this-
so I
this
wouldn't
kid-
laugh
this
at a
kid was
child's
just
It's
pain.
one of
wired.
them phobias that you
This kid,
really.
no. If he had a phobia, he would be screaming his head off. No, this kid was just whining.
You know,
Okay, well,
was
still,
just, he was
you
just, I
know
don't want him
me.
to shut.
You know me, I'm very
Maddie, you're too
motherly, so
sweet.
yes, when it comes to children, I can't stand it. So like,
Well, I can't stand children, so there you go.
I'd probably put in my earbuds and then I'd feel bad later. But
I never felt. I enjoyed. I had a front row seat. The doctor, my dad, and I all just laughed in our like heads at this kid who just would not stop whining. And eventually, though, he did get the shot, and it took forever. And I knew that's why my stitches took forever because the kid finally got like a shot.
Yeah.
And what happened was that he was just like shut up afterward. He was just like very quiet. He was just like, but it doesn't actually end there because I actually get my stitches. Now the stitches, it wasn't that bad. They actually had to like put in like some injections to make sure that I didn't feel anything. This was the most pain that I felt because the doctor actually missed my vein and he had to jiggle around in my wound in order to get to it. Yeah, it was. I was like, "How are you not fired?" But I said in my head, I'm like, "How are you?" I'm fired. So it just hurts. My dad looks at me and he's just like, "That doesn't look right." But okay, he's the doctor. I'm not gonna say anything. And I was like, "Good job, Dad." So,
That reminds me of
my dad,
when
by
I
the
was
way.
doing work experience in a vet, and the guy was spaying a cat, and neutering a cat, and almost took out the wrong thing.
Ugh.
anyways, back to Sid's story because after that it's my turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So long story short, yeah. So the next like day, I got my stitches. I became sort of the talk of the town. I had a lot of fun telling this whole story about just falling on my knee constantly, but I kept forgetting to talk about that, that annoying kid. In fact, when I left the hospital, the doctor was like laughing with me. He was just like, "Dude, that one kid, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know, right?" That guy was. Anyways,
I think
that's
this is the one day you told me the story I did not slap you.
I don't. That's the thing. Anytime I tell you a story that involves me doing something remotely wrong, I gotta slam.
Because I thought it would fix you, it didn't.
Maddie, I guarantee after a few slaps, you're just like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That should have been your motto, all right?
No, my motto was maybe if I hit it hard enough, it'll become smarter. That's still not working. No, you were already broken. I couldn't break you even more. Anyways, well, on to that segue. So, Our podcast is called The War Room.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell my brother, who was a Marine, his boot camp stories.
All right.
And these are a lot worse than a slit open leg that you can see the bone to.
Oh, goody.
Fun.
So,
You're gonna make me hungry.
no. If you were afraid of heights and you went to this boot camp, they took you to this extremely tall platform where you were supposed to rappel down. And by the way, you sign a waiver before you join.
Always a good
duh.
sign.
And if you did not rappel down, you were pushed. So one of the people wouldn't go, and he got pushed off, and the rope wrapped around his neck
Oh my god.
and cracked a vertebrae. He still got paid for being a Marine for 4 years because, like, getting injured in boot camp, you still get paid because of that. But, like, this is how brutal Marines are, okay? Another time, they had just replaced the rope. And basically what you would do is you would climb up this rope, and then you would hold on with one hand and raise your other hand, say your full name, like, and the company you're with. They just replaced the rope. So it's like this crisp white rope. Very pristine, right?
Yeah.
And this guy gets to the top and is about to do it and loses his grip. And halfway down the rope, by the way, this is like really high up as well. So
I feel like I know what's coming with this one.
halfway down the rope, he grabs on and slides down. So
Nice.
half the rope is pristine white, the other half blood red. He lost
Oh,
two
geez.
fingers. 2 fingers.
Mhm,
Uh,
mhm.
Another story actually involves my brother. So it had rained a lot, and this is in California, by the way. It had rained a lot, and the mud obstacle was too deep. So they were just doing I guess this climbing obstacle, and everyone calls each other by their last name. So when my brother's last name was called out, he goes, "Yo," and turns his head. He should not have done that, because right there is the gunnery sergeant, the people that are training him, and he goes, "Oh, so I'm your homie now, am I?" Yeah, he's like, "Get down here." My brother had to, by the way, he was wearing a white, like, workout shirt. I don't know what men call him. I'm gonna call it a tank. He was wearing a white tank top.
Well, in
Uh,
Dutch, we call it a hem.
Whatever.
Whatever.
You know, it was muscle shirt. A white muscle shirt.
Oh,
There.
a
Is that
wife
manly
beater.
enough?
That's literally what it's called.
I know. I'm gonna continue on. So he's like, "You get to do the mud pit," and my brother is 6'2", and he had to hold his head above the mud while holding his rifle above. He could not let that rifle touch the mud. And that mud went on for about, I think, if I'm correct, like half a yard. So he was in there for a while. He was like, "I got out. I tried washing that shirt. It was about 4 different shades of brown, and it never came out."
50
Uh,
Shades of Brown.
but
Let's see.
my
Mud, poo, stick, tree.
my brother also he used to be the leader of his troop until this happened, and my brother was like, "Looking back on it, I should have lied because he wouldn't have said anything about it." So there's this douchebag that was in their company, right? He was just complete total douchebag. Everyone hated him. Even the gunnery sergeant did not like this kid.
I think the gunnery
Um,
sergeant just hates everybody.
It's their job.
It's this one guy. This one guy who just gets on everyone's nerves. He's that a-hole that is he's that one guy. Everyone knows that guy. Anyways,
I think I
so
might be
they're
that
doing
guy.
this partner training. No, it's not you. He was worse than you.
Ow.
Because he actually physically would abuse. Yeah. Anyways, so they're doing this partner training, and my brother's with his partner. And like they've gotten up this like tall hill because like Californians don't have mountains; they have hills. Quotation marks. They get almost to the top, and the douchebag decides he's gonna take my brother and throw him halfway down the hill. Me and my brother have ADHD, by the way. So, like, conscience not there at the moment. So my brother's like, okay, runs all the way back up the hill, throws him down further. And this guy's like a bull, just huffing and puffing, and starts charging at my brother. And my brother looks down at his feet and goes, wait, I have steel-toed combat boots. He lifts his foot up, the guy's face coming at his foot, and just pushes. Breaks the guy's nose and a few teeth.
Oh my god, that's like a Looney Tunes thing. That's like something Bugs Bunny would do.
Cool.
And his partner goes, oh shit, you really just did that. And so he went to the gunnery sergeant, because my mom raised a good boy, and he told him what happened. And like, the other two sergeants just kind of snickered and patted the gunnery and was like, all right, this is you. And they walked away, still snickering. And my brother was like, he was conflicted that day. He didn't know whether to be proud or disappointed, so he just said, don't do it again, and demoted me.
I would have said it was worth it because the image I have is amazing.
It was great. Also, there's this rule, like, you have to salute your fellow Marine. So they were doing that. Oh God, it's like you get 5 hours of sleep and then 48 hours without it, and it's like the survival thing. And there's a finish line, and they kept saying, "Don't lock your knees." I'll get to that in a minute. My brother and his partner already finished. They would hide in a bush, and they would wait for their fellow Marines to come by. You did not salute properly, Marine. Go back 10 feet. That was the rule. If you did not salute, you had to go back 10 feet, come back and salute properly. And they would do that. And I was like, you're such an ass. He was like, I was bored. It was the only way to keep me awake. They're standing in line getting a speech. One guy locks his knees, passes out on the gunnery sergeant. Chin on the gunnery sergeant's back. And the gunnery sergeant looks over his shoulder and goes, I ain't your pillow boy. Steps to the side, lets him fall to the concrete. The guy breaks his jaw.
Oh boy.
Like, splits his jaw.
This is why the American military is literally the best. They don't play around.
This is just the Marines, my friend. Like, and so this guy, for his 3 months of leave, was in the hospital. So, yeah. Those are the Marine stories. I have one from the Army because of my uncle, Uncle Jay, which I have two Uncle Jays, but I think he's the older one. I forget their order. Anyways, Uncle Jay, who was in the Army, he could do a really good Spanish accent because of where he lived and how much Spanish he spoke. I think I'm the only one in my family that can't speak Spanish. But
That sucks.
yeah,
Well, good
but
choice, though.
I can do sign language though, so I'm good.
Oh my god.
I
Shut
could
up
But-
about sign language.
Shush. Anyways, so basically in the Army, it was weird. So you had your graduating class and then the newbies, right?
Yeah.
And Uncle Jay and his friends were kind of standing there, and they realized, hey, the generals, sergeants, people that train them, they aren't here yet. So Uncle Jay goes behind the newbies and takes on his best Spanish accent because the person that is training the newbies. He's a short Hispanic man who gets very angry, right?
Yeah.
And Uncle Jay goes, and calls them to attention. And he goes, you say this is attention? You guys look like a pile of dog shit. Get down and give me 20. He was so convincing they actually got down and started doing 20 push-ups.
Well, I would
And his
too.
friends were laughing. And then they stopped and he was like, oh God, no. And he turns and he sees his trainer, his general, who's basically chuckling under his breath. And then he sees the angry little man.
No.
Who's he goes, I will deal with you later. He goes to the front. He goes, you think my voice sounds like his voice? Get down and give me 20. Uncle Jay never got in trouble. Never got punished. They forgot.
That's fucking great. But yeah, I think the Marines are hardcore. Australian SAS and Russian Spetsnaz. There you go. Like,
Russians are just born militaristic.
Yeah,
yeah,
there's a
no,
difference.
they ate the Marines for breakfast. Like,
Yeah, that's why we have.
they will kick you out at 40.
That's
No
just the
questions asked.
Marines.
No, like,
Not the
just
special forces.
Yeah,
no,
I read this one
not at all.
story about like a Russian cook taking on an entire German tank back in World War II
yeah,
with just a
Russians
hatchet.
are just
Well, yeah,
like,
they're the Russians.
for the amount of shit Russians get. They're actually pretty intense.
And they're actually kind of like down to earth people.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Oh.
they're not gonna sugarcoat a lot of things.
Well, duh.
Yeah, they're
Only
very
thing I
blunt.
hated about the Russian military is that they would hide bodies. Like literally in World War II, they hid bodies in
Oh,
giant
right,
holes.
we don't need to get into that bullcrap.
I'm just
The
saying.
History Channel.
I'm just saying.
This is not
Anyways.
World War II ethics. This is story time.
Well, I'm
Story
just
time.
saying. Anyways, yeah, but no, that's not even the special forces. Like, it's I don't know. My brother's told me plenty of stories that I don't know if I should tell some of them or not.
I think we need to have
'Cause
one
he
more
did
story, and then we can call it an episode.
I don't know. He did some pretty stupid stuff, man.
We'll talk
Okay.
about it like
Madi.
that next story time.
Yeah, sure.
Don't know.
I guess the last story.
Like, okay.
Y'all, okay, hold on. Y'all remember the Supernatural episode? How I kept saying this motherfucker when you talked about the hat dude,
Hat?
the Shadow Man with the hat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Want to hear what happened with that?
Sure.
Okay,
That
so
would be spoilers for people that have not seen the show. That is not me.
it's not a show.
Oh, the Hat
Wait,
Man
what?
thing.
Oh.
No, this is from the Supernatural episode we did. So I just moved
Gotta
here,
rename
right?
that episode.
Yeah. No, it's I had just moved here, and so when we moved here, we had a family living with us. So me and my mother had to share a room, but after that, they had that other family moved out. So this was after that family moved out, and we were still kind of just getting used to everything. I was laying. No, they didn't. Sorry, mixing my stories up. I've two kind of go because yeah, the first time I saw him, I was just kind of laying there, and the lamp was kind of on, because I was still kind of iffy about the dark because I kept seeing shadows, moving and crap, and no one believed me, and it was terrifying. And then so my mom comes in because it's a queen size bed and it's the only bed left, so we're sharing a bed. I somehow kick her off, and I'm like 5 foot, and I took up the entire queen size bed. But like, I remember in the middle of the night, I wake up and I don't even realize my mom's not there, and I see this shadow just standing above me, and it had that hat that I forgot what was the name of the hat that it wore again. It's not a top hat, a fedora. Is that it?
I think so. Like
Maybe.
a brimmed hat.
Yeah, something like that.
Specific.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna
Close
call it a
enough.
fedora. Yeah, close enough. Anyways, I see that figure, and in my mind, I'm thinking, "Oh God, not another one." Because
Not another one.
well, I mean, before the lamp was turned off, I saw footsteps walking in my bed before they just disappeared. That freaked me out because it's a brand new house. There shouldn't be ghosts.
Yeah, that's not how the
Uh,
rules work.
I know.
Oh wait, no, that's alien.
Yeah, it's not how the rules work. Plus, I checked, by the way, when I was older, I checked the history of the land. They were just cows. These were human footsteps, not a cow.
It was
Anyways.
a cow with human feet.
Stop.
No.
Nope. No.
We're not
We
going
don't
there.
Anyways,
need
so
that
so
sort of
so
shit.
it's standing over me, and I kind of hide under my covers, but I almost kind of go towards the lamp just to kind of push it on him, and be like, okay, I'll catch him off guard, and then I pass out, and I wake up in the morning. Like nothing happened, and it freaked me out, dude, because I was like, nah, I clearly remember this.
I think maybe it was a dream, but it was very realistic.
No, because I woke up
Yes.
I actually
It's like
woke
that
up.
time when you're it's like when you're dreaming and you feel like you can't breathe and then
Oh,
you wake up
sleepwalking.
and like you feel
No,
like you
but I
can't breathe
woke
in the
up
dream, you feel like
before
you're drowning in
this.
the dream and you just can't breathe and you wake up at the start and you actually
Okay,
can't
you want to
breathe
know
because
the
you got
dream I
fucked up.
had?
I know what
Shut
you're
up.
talking about. I know about the suffocation dream. I have that every so often. Not anymore.
Guys,
though.
shut up. Seriously, the dream I
That
had.
happened to me.
No, the dream I had before I woke up was really weird because I was having a tea party with zombies and my brother came in shooting them in the head.
Way to ruin a perfectly good tea parties, zombies
I was
like
gonna skip over the
dick.
fact that your brother was in your dream shooting zombies.
Yeah,
and you were
no,
like a
but
tea party with
frickin'
your-
I watched
Tuesday.
him. No, I watched him play Left 4 Dead. That's probably why. But I woke up to that, and then I see that, and then I'm just like, you know what? No, passed out. The second time I saw this dude, I had a bunk bed. The other family moved out. My room, I have made an obstacle course so no one can get to me. Like, it's a mess. I'm gonna tell you that now. Everything's strewn everywhere. My mother always berated me and was like, clean it up. But I'm like, it's an obstacle course. No one can get me while I'm asleep. She never believed me. Lo and behold, I get this feeling. Like, I didn't fall asleep, by the way. This is the time I had my phone and I started reading my fictions. And so I was reading, and lo and behold, I get that feeling. And I look towards my door. There he is, and I'm like, ah, hell no, not again. So I put my phone down and try to pretend I'm sleeping. And then I feel it get closer. And in my head, I'm like, reach for the tiny bat that's underneath your bed. You can do it.
You have
But
a
then I was
bat?
like, oh shit. Yeah, I had a tiny wooden bat that said Astros on it, okay? I'm a baseball fan. Leave me alone.
I was just like, I never had a bat. Had those
I had
plastic
a
things.
metal
And
baseball
that is
bat.
something new that I have learned about Madi.
Yeah, I had a metal baseball bat in the corner of my room along with my brother's because for some reason he didn't want it in his room. I kept it in mine. And then I had a tiny wooden bat underneath my bed. And the dogs weren't doing crap because Buddy was in the. Actually, this was before Leah. I didn't have the dogs with me because Buddy always slept in my brother's room. And he would never follow me. So I had no protection, okay? So this was freakier. If I had Leah, I probably would have been like, grabbed the bat immediately and just started slamming. Wouldn't have worked, but I would have. But I almost went to reach for the bat, and I was like, in my head, I was like, but wait, the other thing. I was like, oh no, let's not, and I just hid under the covers, and I was like, is it gone yet? And I'd peek out every now and then and be like, nope, still there. And it was almost as if it was like a game of peekaboo. But it annoyed me after a while. I was just like, leave me the fuck alone.
Peekaboo, I see you.
Yeah, no. I just said, leave me the fuck alone, please. And like, lifted my head out of my covers and it was gone. I was like, well, thank you. Don't come again.
Thank you, Shadow Hat Man. Don't ever come
Please
back.
stop. Yeah, but that's yeah, he annoyed the fuck out of me after a while. Like at first he scared me and then it was just like annoying. It was like, look, man, I'm trying to read and give constructive criticism. I'm trying to write a story. Could you not? And then I think he stole my homework once.
Really?
Just because of that.
Everything is
Look,
out to get your homework.
it's not just my homework, okay? There are the pixies that steal my underwear.
Pixies?
Yes, the pixies. Either that or the other shadow people, okay?
I don't know if we have enough time to go into this, so we'll go after that. All right.
Why do you think we're in a bunker, you idiot?
Yeah. It is true. We need to decorate this place for Halloween. Anyways, thank you guys for staying this long. Hope you enjoyed. More stories will be coming in later. So, yeah, everybody sound off.
Bye.
Dragon.
Oh, bye. Yeah, do the bell thing.
Woo! Yeah, leave a like and a comment. And,
Subscribe.